Jim, another topic I'm going to bring up, and several people have emailed this in, and I was kind of surprised by it, but I think we should kind of put it to bed because it's pretty easy to put to bed for a few reasons.
Well, let's give it a cup of beam.
Well, we could do that, a cup of beam.
It'll never get up again.
It will get up again when it's ready to get up. It'll have a great night's sleep. But what I meant to say, and I didn't mean for you to go off again on this tangent.
How do you know what this thing is going to have a great day or a great night or not? This thing could be troubled.
Well,
maybe up walking the floor instead of having a peaceful night's sleep.
Jim, the listeners who have gotten in touch and various other people on Twitter who think that the Vince McMahon stepping down thing is a work.
Oh, boy.
Can we explain why that is completely impossible?
Yeah, it's because of the publicly traded thing again. What did they think the investigation is already for? Vince doing things he didn't tell people about and or telling people he did one thing and did another. You can't tell the people, like the Wall Street Journal and all of the news outlets in a publicly traded company, the CEO is being investigated and is stepping aside unless it's true. There's an actual, it's not just about being a wrestling promotion. There's, Brian, you may know, since you're a financial wizard of your own, what's the exact name of the statute or whatever, but you can't make false statements like that about a publicly traded company, or you would then be investigated by the shareholders, which is what they're already doing.
It's defrauding the investors if you make false statements.
Yes, so no, and believe me, I would have liked to have been there in the room when somebody suggested to Vince McMahon that the angle that would involve him being publicly linked as a fornicator and stepping down from his position as running the WWE. I would have loved to seen that pitch. And I'd have loved to, if we'd have been on the fourth floor, then we'd have had a lot of time to look at the guy that pitched it as he was on his way down past the third and the second and the first and then the parking garage and then finally the sidewalk below. No, this is not a work. Whatever they do to try to explain this, there may be some elements of work, but this itself is not a work. Can you concur that with me, Brian?
Yeah, in storyline, if they did something where Vince McMahon was going to go away, that's allowed. But to put out a statement and to put out comments from the board of directors, put out official corporate information that Vince McMahon is stepping down because of this investigation, his daughter's the interim CEO, if any of that wasn't legit, they are fucked completely.
Yeah.
So it's all legit.
And he's been fucked in the past, and apparently he enjoyed that $3 million worth, but now he'd be fucked in a different way that probably wouldn't be so pleasurable.
Well, on this topic, Jim, here's a question, and several people surprisingly have sent in a variation of this. Sent to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from Andy in Liverpool. With Vince McMahon stepping down as WWE chairman, can they not just shave him bald, get him to grow a beard, and have Ezekiel McMahon run WWE?
That's been on Twitter. That was a meme, as the kids say. There was a picture of Vince with this obviously fake beard photoshopped on, and it was like, meet my older brother or younger brother, Elias or Ezekiel McMahon. He'll be running things. If it were only that simple, where's Lance McMahon when you need another McMahon? Davey Haskins became a member of the Rich family.
If you could create a fake McMahon, who would it be?
Oh, my God. You know who would have been a fantastic fake McMahon?
Who?
Think about this. John Cena.
Why?
Because look at him. He looks like he has the striking genetics that the McMahon family has. He's a brilliant orator. He has a deep voice when he wants to. He could have carried that off. Hey, pal. He could have been a great fake McMahon. He could have been Rod McMahon. We never saw Rod.
You know who I always thought should play Vince McMahon if they ever made a movie about him? You know the actor Christopher McDonald?
Help me.
Grease 2? Happy Gilmore?
Well, wait a minute. Let me go get my anniversary deluxe Blu-ray edition of Grease 2.
Happy Gilmore? Dirty Work?
Okay, I need a picture to
If you saw him, you would probably get it if you heard his voice. But if you took Vince McMahon in the mid-90s when he got off the gas and all of a sudden he had a neck, like this guy looks just like him. This guy would have been perfect to play him. The steroid period is the problem.
Vince, I always was able to see Vince's neck.
No, but when he got off the gas and like, go look at when he was at CAC and whatever that was, 96, his neck is like long and skinny in a way I've never seen it before. And he's trim. It's the trimmest we've ever seen Vince McMahon.
He did go crazy. And when he first had the first match, when he actually got in the ring, what was it? Was that 97 or 98?
90. I want to say 97, but it may have been 98.
Because he started training. Because in 96, we would get there on a Wednesday morning, and he had already had a workout in his home gym just by himself. And when he worked at the office, which was every other day of the week besides Wednesday that we weren't on the road, then he worked out in the office gym. There was a full gym in the office. That was to save money in 95, they took the water coolers out of the office, but they kept the entire full gym, and they had a guy that was there as a trainer specifically for anybody who wanted to work out. He worked out there. And I mean, how old was Vince 25 years ago? He's 50. He looked great to me for a 50-year-old man. But I don't really pay attention to things like that. But all of a sudden, a couple years later, by the time he had that first match and he knows he's going to be out there working, have the tank top on, whatever, he started. And now you hear the stories and have heard him for the last 15 years. He's got his own personal trainer. They work out together at all odd hours. He's, lifting these massive amounts of weight. As he works out more, he was always a workout guy. Obviously, that's the big thing with Vince. But I think he's worked out more over the last 20 years than he used to back then. So, baby, just, maybe he's trying to reverse the effects of Father Time. But he forgot motherfucker, and she's the bitch. You can beat Father Time, but you can't beat motherfucker.
All right, that's a new way. I've never heard it put that way before. Well, Jim, on that, let's move on to our next one here.
You've never heard that?
You could beat Father Time, but you can't beat motherfucker?
Yep, you've never heard that.
No. Have you heard that, or did you just make it up?
That's because I just said it, I guess. I don't know.